Today, sustainability is more than just a business goal, it's a marketing weapon. Companies are eager to showcase their environmental values, but how many of these green claims are actually true? Take IKEA, for example, the global furniture giant. Their pledge includes cutting carbon emissions, using recycled materials, and sourcing sustainable wood. They aim to be climate positive by 2030. But investigations by independent groups have revealed contradictions, including the use of wood from protected forests, raising serious concerns. So, is IKEA genuinely committed to sustainability, or are we seeing a strategic case of greenwashing? In this video, we'll analyze IKEA's sustainability claims, identify flaws in their argument, expose greenwashing tactics, and reflect on what this means for us as consumers. We are Group 9, and let's unpack the truth behind IKEA's sustainability story.
IKEA claims it will be climate positive by 2030, but in 2021 emissions rose by 15%, the opposite of progress. Some describe IKEA's sustainability talk as authentic babble, a lot of buzzword with little substance. This raises a critical question: is this climate promise about real impact or just a marketing hype? IKEA says 99.5% of its wood is recycled or FSC certified, but investigations show FSC suppliers have engaged in illegal logging in Romania and Russia. This exposes a flaw. Relying on certification alone doesn't ensure ethical sourcing. So is IKEA's wood supply truly sustainable or just a certified on paper and compromised in practice? IKEA's buy back and resell program looks sustainable, but if customers trade old furniture for vouchers and buy more, then consumption increases, not decreases. This raises doubts on the program's real environmental benefit. It feels less like a circular economy and more like a clever way to boost sales. IKEA shows reduction in Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions, but Scope 3, which include its supply chain and product use, still accounts for the bulk of its carbon footprint. Despite some efforts, there is no clear plan to tackle this. It's green on the surface but grey underneath. To conclude, while IKEA has made some progress, major gaps like questionable sourcing, inactive programs, and high Scope 3 emissions suggest it may be using sustainability as a PR strategy. Without deeper action, IKEA's green promises may be just a strategic greenwashing.
Now I will presenting biases, fallacies, and barriers in IKEA's sustainability claims. Let's start with logical fallacies in their messaging. IKEA uses phrases like sustainably sourced or natural materials, which sounds environmentally friendly, but investigations reveal illegal logging in parts of its supply chain, especially in Eastern Europe. This is why we call appeal to nature fallacy, assuming something is good just because it sounds natural. Another issue is with language. IKEA claims to reduce carbon footprint or increase renewable material use, but rarely gives specific numbers or progress metrics. That is a red flag. It makes it hard for consumers to verify the truth. IKEA highlights the energy saving, but avoids mentioning major Scope 3 emissions, creating a misleading green image, claiming to be climate positive, while many actions remain unfinished is a hasty generalization. Consumers often trust IKEA's green image due to the halo effect. They often show confirmation bias, ignoring negative information. Plus, moral licensing makes them feel one eco-friendly purchase is enough. The bigger issue is barriers to critical thinking. Egocentrism and group loyalty make people trust IKEA without question. Conformity and wishful thinking stop them from checking facts. Relativism makes them believe every view is valid, which weakens the search for truth.
While IKEA faces criticism for possible greenwashing, it's important to also acknowledge the other side of the argument. First, IKEA is often seen as a sustainability leader in retail sector. It has invested heavily in renewable energy, aims to be climate positive by 2030, and claims that 78% of its wood is from sustainable sources. These are not small efforts, and they are reflect a shift many corporations haven't made yet. Second, implementing sustainability at a global scale is not easy. IKEA operates in over 50 countries with a massive supply chain. Ensuring full transparency and enforcement across every supplier is a monumental task, especially when certifications like FSC have their own weaknesses. Third, there's a challenge of balancing environmental impact with affordability. IKEA's business model is based on low-cost furniture. Moving too fast or too rigidly into perfect sustainability could mean higher prices, lower accessibility, and exclusion of lower-income consumers. So while some IKEA's claim may seem exaggerated or fake, others show real progress. The key questions becomes, is trying enough in the climate crisis? Can we applaud effort while still holding companies accountable for impact?
In this part, I will give you a critical reflection, conclusion, and recommendations to solve IKEA greenwashing problem. In our report, we used critical thinking tools to recognize common fallacies in IKEA's communication, appeal to nature, hasty generalization. Biases like halo effect and confirmation bias may mislead consumers. We also aim to overcome egocentrism, conformity, and wishful thinking. Sometimes we can see critical thinking means wiser consumer choices. Ethical dilemmas in IKEA's sustainability claims, we think have two. Dilemma 1, greenwashing versus genuine effort. IKEA's behavior have both positive and negative aspects. Positive action is include reducing emissions, renewable energy, and recycling project. Negative action include alleged illegal logging, doubt about FSC certification. Dilemma 2, transparency versus accountability. IKEA choose to selectively disclose positive outcome, so need third-party certification and transparency to help rebuild trust. There are 3 key recommendations that may help address the issues. Firstly, strengthen regulations, enforce standardized, transparent reporting like GRI and ISSB. Thirdly, independent audit. Thirdly, educate consumers on labels and green claims, supporting digital tools to verify product sustainability.